Alicante, or Alicante, is a province of eastern Spain, in the southern part of the Valencian Community. It is bordered by the provinces of Murcia on the southwest, Albacete on the west, Valencia on the north, and the Mediterranean Sea on the east. The province is named after its capital, the city of Alicante. Territory, population and resources. According to the 2009 population data, Alicante ranks as the fourth most populous province in Spain, with 1,917,012 inhabitants. Cities with more than 50,000 inhabitants in the province are Alicante, Elche, Torrevieja, Orihuela, Benidorm, Alcoy, Elda, and San Vicente del Raspe. The province has the largest ratio of foreigner population among all Spanish provinces. The total of 446,368 foreigners are registered in the province, which represents 23.6% of the total population. Out of 141 municipalities that make up the province, foreign population is above 25% in 54 municipalities, and above 50% in 19 municipalities. The latter include San Fulgencio, Royales, Benitachell, Algorfa, Liber, Tulada, Diavieja, San Miguel de Salinas, Calp, Els Poblets, Alcalali, Benijafar, L'Alfaz del Pi, Orba, Xàbia, Torrevieja, Merla, Fondo, and Benidorm. From the 50 provinces of Spain, Alicante is the only one with three metropolitan areas, Alicante, Elche, Elda, Petra and Benidorm, even though only one of them is ranked within the Spanish top 10 metropolitan areas. It has an area of 5.8165 square kilometers, and so it has a population density of 313.8 hab per square kilometer. Geography and climate. The province is mountainous, especially in the north and west, whereas it is mostly flat to the south. In the Vega Baja del Segura area, the most elevated points in the province are Aitana, Puig Campana, Montcabra, Carrasco de la Font Roja, Maigmore, Serra de Crevillent and El Mongo. All of these peaks are a part of the Subaetic Range. The coast extends from the Cap de la Nau, in the north to almost reaching the Mar Menor in the south. With regard to water sources, due to the dry rain regime there are no major rivers, but mostly ramblas. The only remarkable streams are the Vinalopper, Serpus, and, especially, the river Segura. Other minor seasonal creeks are Girona, Alga, Amadoreo and Ebo. There are remarkable saline wetlands and marshlands along the coast such El Fondo and the former wetlands and now salt evaporation ponds in Santa Pola and Torrevieja. All of them are key Ramsar sites which make the Alicante province of high relevance for both migratory and resident seabirds and waterbirds. Important coastal dunes are present in the Guadama area which were planted with thousands of pine trees during the 19th century in order to protect the ville from the dunes advancing, which has created now an area of remarkable ecologic value. The climate is strikingly diverse for such a reduced area. Three major areas can be cited. Most of the province belongs to a semi-arid climate. It roughly goes along the coastal plain from La Villa Joyosa through the southernmost border. Summers are very long, hot to very hot and very dry, winters are cool to mild and its most prominent feature is very scarce precipitation, typically below 300 mm per year and most likely to happen during spring and autumn. The reasons for this lack of precipitation is mostly the marked rain-shadow effect caused by hills to the west of the Alicante province. Most of its few rainy days happen during autumn and spring. The predominant vegetation in this part of the province is littoral scrublands including thyme, esparto, juniper and the like. Proper Mediterranean climate is present in the northeastern areas around Cap de la Nau, mostly to its north but also to its south, in diminishing grades until disappearing slightly north of Benidorm. It roughly goes along the coastal plain from the northern border of the province through the Benidorm area. The north slopes of the mountains in the Marina Alta have a remarkably wetter microclimate which allows to accumulate an average of up to 900 mm. Due to the orographic lift phenomenon, with most of the precipitation occurring in autumn and spring, the precipitation in this area is an average 4 times the one of the semi-arid south, with this big precipitation gap occurring in a matter of just 100 kilometers. The vegetation of this part is an enriched version of the littoral shrubland and also Mediterranean pine woods. The Alicante province also has a mostly dry Mediterranean to continental Mediterranean climate. These are the innermost part of the province and some closer to the sea but at a higher elevation. Here winters are cool to cold and a few days of snow are not unusual. Summers are mild to hot and rains at about 500 mm average and slightly more evenly distributed through the year than in the previous mentioned areas. The innermost part of this domain is more quite dry, while the mountainous part reach slightly higher precipitation figures which allow Kermes oak woods to thrive, such as the one in La Carrasqueta or in the Mariola range, both near Alcoy. History and politics. The Iberians were the oldest documented people living in what today is the Alicante province. Belonging to these there are several archaeologic sites, from which is specially known the one in La Serreta because the longest inscriptions remaining in the undeciphered Iberian language were found there. Along the coast and contemporarily to the Iberians, the seafaring Phoenicians and Greeks settled stable trading colonies and interacted with the former. After a brief Carthaginian period, the Romans took over. Romanization in this part of Iberia was intense. The Via Augusta communicated this part of the empire to the metropoli, and so several cities thrived, from which the one known as Ilicia Augusta even reached the status of Colonia. After a brief period of Visigothic ruling, the area was taken by Islamic armies and became a part of Al-Andalus. From the 13th century, kings like Ferdinand III of Castile, James I of Aragon, Alfonso X of Castile, James II of Aragon reconquered the cities that Moors occupied. What today is the Alicante province was initially split between the Crown of Castile and the Crown of Aragon by means of the Treaty of Almazra. However, later on the whole territory became under the control of the Kingdom of Valencia, which was a component kingdom of the Crown of Aragon. Alicante contributes with 12 deputies in the Spanish Parliament and with 36 deputies in the Cortes Valencianas, the regional parliament of the Valencian community. Economy. The main industries in Alicante province are, in the primary sector, intensive agriculture, especially in the fertile Vega Baja del Segura, Camp Gelx and vineyards in the inner part of the province, also near the coast in the Marina Alta area. Fishing is important all along the coast, with important fishing harbors such as Santa Pola, Calpordania. Industry has been historically important in the textile sector around Alcoy. Footwear still remains as the flagship industrial sector of the province, which occurs in Elche, Elda, Petra and Villena. Both labor-intensive footwear and, especially, textile are at a low ebb due to harsh competition from fast-paced growing economies in Asia. The traditionally important toys industry around the Ibi and Onel area is another one competing internationally with those same areas. A sector which has gained preeminence during the last 20 years is marble quarrying and processing. It happens mostly in the Novelda and Pinos area. Still, what the province is known for is its massive tourism sector. The Costa Blanca, generally mild and sunny weather, attracts hundreds of thousands of tourists from other European countries such as the Netherlands, the UK and Ireland, Germany, Belgium, Norway or France, and also from other parts in Spain like Madrid. Thousands of families from other places own a second home in the Alicante province, which they use for their vacation time. Image gallery. La Merda de Acute del Consol in Altea. Montgo Massif from Cap de Sant Antoni, Xàbia. The Castle in Dania. The Castle in Moria. Beachfront in Villajoyosa. View of the Ifich Atoll in Calp. The Palmaral of Elche. the Esplanade of Spain Promenade in Alicante, the Cathedral in Orihuela, the Guadalest Reservoir, the Aitana, the highest peak of Alicante's prebiotic system, Penagula in the comarca of Alcoya, the touristic town of Guadalest, Barranc del Cinc in the Sierra Mariola, Font Roja Shrine, traditional subdivisions. Traditionally, Alicante province is divided into 9 comarca or comarques. Comtat. 28,391 inhabitants, its capital is Cocentaina, textile industry and agriculture. Alcoya. It is subdivided into 2 clearly differentiated subcomarca, Vals d'Alcoy or Vale de Alcoy, 69,224 inhabitants, its capital is Alcoy, olive trees and textile industry. Moros y Cristianos festivals. La Fia de Castalla or Hoya de Castalla, 43,930 inhabitants, its capital is Castalla, its most populous city is Ibi, industry of toys. Marina Alta, 199,273 inhabitants, its capital is Dania, it is the most rainy comarca. Tourism. Marina Baixa or Marina Baja, 191,388 inhabitants, its capital is Benidorm, eminently tourist, beautiful beaches and mountains. Alto Vinalopper or Alt Vinalopper, 54,061 inhabitants, its capital is Villena, agriculture and footwear. Moros y Cristianos festivals. Vinalopper Mitjar or Vinalopper Medio, 173,324 inhabitants, its capital is Elda, footwear industry, marble, wines and grapes. Bakes Vinalopper or Barrio Vinalopper, 290,481 inhabitants, its capital is Elche, agriculture, footwear and carpet industry. Tourism. Misteri Delx Festival and services with Alicante Airport in Municipality of Elche. L'Alacante. 476,123 inhabitants, its capital is Alicante. Services and tourism. Highly urbanized comarca. Bonfires of St. John Festival. Vega Baja del Segura or Bakes Segura. 390,817 inhabitants, its capital is Orihuela, its most populous city is Torrevieja. Agriculture and tourism.